רפואה שלמה of גמליאל
בן יפה.
בן יפה. לא שלושה שמונה ישראל, רפואה שלמה רפואת הנפש ועוד לגוף, וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן.
אמן.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו.
אמן.
So there is a lot of interesting insights in this week's parasha. As you know, this parasha, Parashat Vayeshev, we start, unfortunately, the Galut, the exile of Am Yisrael. They took almost 400 years from this moment. Was actually a week's parasha. So I want to share with you something very interesting. You know, we find one of the guys in this week's parasha very interesting. Very questionable. We don't understand what's going on with this fellow. And this fellow is the one and only Reuven, the son of Yaakov. Reuven says to his brothers, don't kill him. Don't kill him. Put him inside the pit.
With scorpions.
Okay, now Baty. The Gemara writes down, okay, that whenever a person fell inside a place where it's full of lions, the Gemara says, don't be sure that this guy got killed. Why? It's possible that the lions are full, and if they're full, they're not going to eat the men. But if a person falls in a pit where there is snakes, for sure he's dead. So we know the pit was empty, there is no water, but it's full of scorpions and snakes. So what was the whole point of Reuven putting him inside the pit? What? The Gemara says it. Okay? So now, we have to understand what was behind the thought of Reuven to put Yosef inside the pit. But I want to go one more step. Rabotai, suddenly Reuven disappears. He's out. In the meantime, the brothers of Yosef decide to take out Yosef from the pit and to sell him to the Ishmaelim, Midianim, etc. Look, Rashi. And suddenly Reuven appears again. And when he sees that there is nobody in the pit, so he said like this, Ayeled enenu. Right? The kid is not there. The kid is not there. Right? What are you going to do now? Now, if you look at the Pasuk, I don't have the Chumash over here, if you don't mind. If you look at the Pasuk, Reuven, when he cried, where is Yosef? What did he say? He said, how am I going to answer to my dad? What am I going to say to my father? Hello, Habibi. Father, Hazak Baruch. What about Yosef? Why are you not taking care about Yosef himself? You're not asking, what am I going to do? And my brother Yosef, and maybe somebody will kill him. No. He's talking about his father. Not only that, Bezat Hashem, next Parashat Miketz, where the whole story of Yosef started to come back, right? And they found the Gavia, the cup, by Binyamin. So Reuven was going, so all the brothers were going back to Mitzrayim, and Reuven says to his brothers, didn't I told you? What are we going to answer to our dad? Again, your dad? It's not enough. You didn't get the message with Yosef. Now you're asking also about your dad. Why you're not asking about Binyamin? There is a very interesting Perush I heard. I think is in the book Pachad Yitzchak. I'm not sure. That it says the following Perush. It says, Reuven, my dear friends, had a very strong respect to his parents. Very strong respect. You're gonna see why. Reuben, already at the age of 5 years old, he catches the situation. He understands that his mom cannot bring any more children. She wants to bring children and she can't. And he decides at the age of 5 to go and bring Dudaim. The famous Dudaim, they had a special type of segula or whatever to help fertility. And he goes all the way to bring the Dudaim to his mother. Yeah. Fast forward a couple of years, Rachel passes away. Yaakov Avinu puts his bed in the tent of Bilhah. Correct? Reuben, Bilhah was the servant of Rachel. Right? Rachel passed away, said Yaakov wanted to continue kibol, the kesher with Rachel, and that's why he put his bed in the tent of Bilhah. Reuben, at that moment, he felt that his mother was being, was an embarrassment for his mother. He decided, without asking twice, to grab the bed of his father from the tent of Bilhah to the tent of Leah. Yaakov Avinu got upset. Rabotai, Reuben was very focused in kibud orim, in respect of his parents. Says Rashi, when Reuben left the brothers next to the pit, he went out and he came back. What he was doing? Says Rashi, he was bisako beta'anito. He was doing ta'anit because he made his father upset. By the act of moving the bed, he made the father upset. But why now? The story of the bed happened before, when Binyamin was born, not now. Right? Years maybe. Listen to this. Reuben found the main reason of the sale of Yosef. He said, the brothers, they hated Yosef, I understand. But from hate to grab a kid, 17 years old, and to want to kill him, and not only to kill him, then to throw him in a pit and to do whatever they just could do with Yosef, they wanted to do it. Reuben convinced them not to kill them directly, not to kill Yosef directly. You want to kill him, you got it to that point, and there is no way to change your mind. At least don't do it directly. Put him in a pit. Rabotai, Reuben had a hope that maybe he will be able to grab Yosef out, just give the brothers a break. And then he realized the reason of all these balagan. You know what was the reason? Unbelievable. The reason why Reuben cried and he did teshuvah at this particular moment was because he understood. How come that my brothers want to kill Yosef? It all started because of me. He said, when I moved the bed from my father's tent, from Bilhah's tent to my mother's tent, I showed a certain type of disrespect to my father. Kivyachol, my father is wrong and not right. If there can be a situation that the son he has more rights than the father. He said, I made my mistake, but the main thing is I made Chilul Hashem. My brothers now are learning from me. How come they don't care about even their father? You know what? You don't care about Yosef? What about our father? But unfortunately, the message that Reuven did by changing the beds already passed through the rest of the brothers. Unbelievable. That's why in Parashat Miketz, it reminds the brothers And he tells them, didn't I told you? Even if you hate so strongly Yosef, you didn't care about Yaakov, about our father. I did teshuvah on my actions. Why are you not doing teshuvah? You know, the Gemara writes that a person who takes a cup of water or any food and he eats it or drinks it without beracha, right? So it's considered that he's stealing from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? The Gemara says, "Hashamayim shamayim laHashem, ve'haaretz natan livnei Adam." Says the Gemara, what does that mean? There is a second pasuk that says, "LaHashem haaretz umlo'ah." Everything belongs to Hashem. So what do you mean? Hashamayim shamayim laHashem, but the haaretz, he gave it to the human being. Contradiction. The Gemara says, over here, this pasuk spoke about before beracha, and the other pasuk speaks after beracha. Before beracha, everything belongs to Borei Olam. We have no permission to eat, no permission to drink, no permission to use. Once you give a blessing, kiviyachol, you're getting permission from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and now v'ha'aretz natan livnei Adam. Now the earth belongs to the human being. That's the Gemara. But the Gemara, it's not over. Says the Gemara, a person who drinks or eats without beracha, he becomes like Yerovam ben Navat. Yerovam ben Navat? Yerovam ben Navat, one of the kings, the most Rashaim kings, that he was Hoteu Mahti, that he was not only doing Avodah Zarah, he caused Am Yisrael to do Avodah Zarah. So we want you to know, says the Gemara, a person who eats or drinks without beracha is compared to Yerovam ben Navat. How come? Such an extreme comparison. The guy didn't say beracha. I'm not saying that it's good, but you're going to compare it to somebody who's doing avodah zarah, not only him, but to other people as well. Says the Gemara, yes. You want to know why? Because when a person doesn't bless, people are looking at you. People are watching you. And whenever they see you eating or drinking without beracha, they might take lesson from you that they will be also allowed to do that. And throughout your action without realizing, it's not only that you did an avon, chote, but it can be bar minan mahti as well. The Gemara wants to show us how careful we have to be. That every action that you'll do should be calculated, because you don't know what can be the consequences and how much people can learn out of your actions. The same way that can be in the negative way, it can be in the positive way. How many stories I know personally about people that they started to change just because they saw somebody else doing it. Just because they saw somebody becoming more careful, to say, wow, I want to be like him. And this guy would never know about that. I think I told you that there was a guy in Israel. This fellow was not a religious fellow. And he said that one day he had a store in Tel Aviv, I think, I don't know exactly where, in Tel Aviv, and he was selling, all type of things. One of the things that he was selling was bathing suits. Right? Swimsuits. And he had in the store all type of how to say that? Manaki is how it's called. Manaki. He says that he was sitting outside his store. It was not such a busy day. Sitting outside his store, talking with a friend, smoking a cigarette, laughing here and there. And then all of a sudden they see a young boy, 15, 16 years old, yeshiva guy, passing by the street. And when the boy is passing by, he's walking with his hat, down and facing down and walking quickly. So his friend tells him, look at this guy, religious boy, so weird how he walks. Why he cannot walk normally? So he said that he stopped the boy. And he told him, Machulchik, come here. Why are you so weird? Why are you walking like that, looking at the floor? Walk normally. So the Bachur said, I can't. I have to guard my eyes. There are certain things in the street that are not proper. I have to guard my eyes. He didn't even expect this type of answer. He didn't know what to answer him back. And the boy just continued. Rabotai, this fellow, the owner of the store, came back home and he said to his wife, I cannot stop thinking about this boy. Such a kid, 16 years old, has the power to control his eyes, and me, I'm over 50 and I have no control, and even if I want to, it's going to become so hard for me. How is that possible? Took him a couple of days until one day he says to his wife, that's it. If I'm not going to be able to be like the kid, at least I want my kids to be. Him and his wife took a decision to take out his kids from non-religious schools and to put him in yeshiva. Rabotai, one boy, he has no clue how his action was able to change not only one man, but hundreds of people that are going to come out from this decision. We are being watched all the time, for the good and for the bad. Be careful to do Kiddush Hashem and Achaz v'Shalom the opposite. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen. Rabbi Hananiah ben Achash Omer, Atzar Kadosh Baruch Hu, Tzachot Yisrael Lefichach, Nebada Yem Torah Mitzvot Shem.